Well, hello again. Thursday, June 18th here. I've began to date these because as things escalate, what I'm saying, there's a certain time relevance. And I'm here in southern Ontario as well, in Canada. I'm going to start saying that as well now too because, excuse me, I've had a few people comment from the Netherlands and Australia, Switzerland, and I don't know if they know where I am. So, Trudeau missed his UN bid. No big surprise there. Won't answer despite no amount of badgering in Parliament. Will he answer to how much he spent over the last 5 years having a go at this? And in fact, if you watch any parliamentary sessions in Canada, question period, the Liberals simply don't answer to anything. Anything, no matter what the question is, how it's put to them, who it's put by, how many times it's put to them, and whether it's the haircut himself or any of his minions, what they call word salad. Often, oh, we're investing for Canadians. Investing what? We're broke. We just borrowed $500,000. They keep asking, have we broached $1 trillion? Will we broach $1 trillion this year? Well, at the turn of the year, at Christmas time, we were $800 billion. That's 0.8 of a trillion. Since then, we've borrowed almost half a trillion, 473 billion. Well, that adds up to 1.3 trillion right there. I got a grade 9 education. I can do that much math. Not to mention curb payments, everything related to that, the fact that the economy's dead in the water. And on top of that, their normal squanderances. And again, they refuse to account for it. Trudeau said he's going to have a snapshot for us. That's what he called it, a snapshot. When is it? July 8th. Yeah, okay. He'll babble about how he spent some money buying votes here and helping people out there. A couple of the most recent developments that are extraordinarily frightening. He announced in one of his little cottage talks in the morning what passes for government in Canada now, in his mind, I guess. They're going to buy food directly from the farmers and distribute it to the needies and the populace, including the far north, he says. Oh, isn't that noble? Now we can't even buy our own food. They're going to distribute it to us? How are you liking that? I want no part of it. Does that sound socialist to you? Or vaguely communist? Does it sound like you're going to go hungry? Latest move, he's trying to close down Parliament even more. I mean, it's hardly open now, but he wants to change the way it functions. The opposition, at this point now, can ask a question from any in-power member regarding any bills or changes they want to make, notifications, and the ruling party has to respond to the opposition. Yeah, they want to get rid of that. Too much time wasted. So, you can't question anything they just say they're going to do. He still wants that, the press, wants this medium, every other medium, to go through government scrutiny. Get your head around that one. That's what every communist country does. Every dictatorship does. No free media. No access to world news. No access from southern Ontario to Calgary to British Columbia. At all points on the compass. Is that communist? Ho ho ho! Doesn't get any more communist than that. Accountability? Absolutely none. He does what he wants. So does his whole party. It's gotten to the point they even call him a dictator in open parliament. Yeah, no kidding. And they're not joking. They're saying, you are behaving like a dictator. He answers with some word salad. Is it that bad? Yeah, it is. How bad is that? Does it get it? Well, the only way it gets worse is when he says, off to the cattle car with you. I don't want that question again. It's the only way it gets any worse. Canada is going to change on Canada Day. There's been some speculation the haircut is going to not allow Canada Day celebrations. It's okay to protest elbow to elbow with Black Lives Matter, but no Canada Day celebrations. I think that's probably because he may have caught wind of the fact there's going to be some pretty heavy protesting on Parliament Hill in Ottawa on Canada Day. And I think we're going to see for the first time in Canada, I've got a couple of videos where there'll be bullets and bloodshed in Ottawa on Canada Day, and I got one, don't take your children to Ottawa on Canada Day. And don't. There's going to be some seriously ugly stuff going on July 1st. It's not just going to end on July 1st. They're not going to go out on the 2nd and hose the blood off the sidewalks and life goes back to normal. No, things are going to change really big time in Canada. We're headed to civil unrest, civil anarchy, perhaps even civil war. Don't think we're not. And don't think it's limited to Ottawa. People are going to protest that can't get to Ottawa at provincial legislatures and stuff. Not that anyone thinks it's the provincial premier's fault, but they just simply can't get to Ottawa. And you see what's going on with these Black Lives Matters protests in the States. How quickly mob rules. The mob mentality takes over. Don't think that isn't going to happen here in Canada. And don't think there aren't, I'll call them darker forces. We're more than willing, looking forward to, in fact, turning these peaceful marches, protests, into something that isn't peaceful for their own agendas, plural. I'm not going to get into that matter. So, just a heads up for my fellow Canadians. I don't know. Our country's in a bad way. And there's one man and one party responsible for it. And if you can't see your head around that, you're going to take the rest of us down with you. He's not focusing on his UN bid. They shot him down, they spat in his face and kicked him right out. Deservedly so, it looks good on him. Now he can focus totally on the agenda. That agenda should be pretty clear to you. Good luck to us all. Take care.